sustains me. Who is like you, God? How great are your works? True and living God, your blessing rests on me. It was perfect love from the start, from the start. You had me on your heart. I belong to you. Your image I'm made. None can do what you do. From the dust you formed me. Breath of life sustains me. Who is like you, God? How great are your works? True and living God, your blessing rests on me. It was perfect love from the start, from the start. You had me on your heart. I belong to you. It was perfect love from the start, from the start. You had me on your heart. I belong to you. I belong to you. I belong to you. Sing this out together. Who is like you, God? How great are your works? True and living God, your blessing rests on me. Perfect love from the start, from the start. You had me on your heart. I belong to you. I belong to you. I belong to you. Salvation's come, light of the world. Jesus is here. Don't you weep. Healing's come, light of the world. Jesus is here. boldly come to you, our hands lifted high. We believe. Do you believe it? At the throne of grace, we boldly come to you, our hands lifted high. We believe every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, the King of kings. Every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, the King of
Come on, if you believe in Jesus, let's have a shout of praise.
Alabanza en su nombre.
God, we thank you today.
Gracias, Señor.
Thank you, Jesus.
Gracias, Jesús.
Thank you, Lord.
Gracias, Señor.
In Psalms
En
91,
el Salmo
verse
91,
14,
versículo 14.
it challenges us.
Nos,
And God says, He says, if
Dios
you'll
dice,
hold dear to me,
Si tú no te
if you'll
agarras
hold on to me
fuertemente
for
de
dear
mí,
life,
por tu
I'll
vida,
give you the best of care.
yo te
How many
doy
knows that
lo mejor de
God
mí, si tú te agarras fuerte
takes
de
the
mí.
best care of us?
Dios nos
Yes?
cuida lo mejor, de la
God
mejor
cares
manera
for us
posible.
better than anyone else
Dios nos
in
quiere
our
más
life.
que
God
nadie.
cares for us. And He says, if you'll hold on to me
Si nos
for dear
agarramos
life,
de Él, por
I'll
nuestra
take care
vida,
of you.
Él
When
nos
you're in
cuidará.
trouble,
Cuando tú estás
when
en
you're
problemas,
lost, when you're
cuando estás
confused, when you
perdido,
don't know what to
confundido,
do,
cuando no
when
sabes
you
qué
get
hacer,
into a situation
cuando
and
estás
you
en
don't
una
know how to get out,
situación y no sabes
He
cómo
says,
salir,
I'll care
Él
for you.
dice,
I'll pull
yo te
you out of your
cuido,
troubles.
yo te
I'll
saco de
help
tus
you. I'll be
problemas,
there for you.
yo te
If you'll
ayudo,
just
yo
come
estaré
and
ahí
get
para
to
ti.
know me.
Si tú vienes
That's
y me
God's
conoces a
desire
mí,
today.
ese es el deseo de
He
Dios
wants to
hoy.
know you.
Él
He
quiere
wants to be there
conocerte,
for you.
Él quiere estar
He
ahí
wants
para
to
ti, Él
help you.
quiere
He
que tú lo
wants to support
conozcas,
you. He wants
quiere que,
to be there
que
in
tú
your troubles.
estar ahí
And
en
sometimes
tus problemas.
When we go through things,
Y a
we
veces
can
cuando
think, you
pasamos
know, God,
tiempos difíciles,
God's not worried about
decimos, Dios no
this
está
bill that I can't
preocupado
pay.
por
God's
mí.
not concerned
Dios no está preocupado
with
por
this
mis
fight that I had
problemas,
with my
con esta
husband or
pelea
my
que yo
wife.
tengo con mi
God's
esposo, con
not
mi
concerned,
esposa,
but
Dios
God
no.
cares.
Pero si tú le
Amen. I
importas
said
a
God
Dios,
cares.
tú le importas
He's
a
not,
Dios.
he's not indifferent to your
Él no es
problems.
indiferente a tus
God is there
problemas.
and
Él
He's
está
with you
ahí
when you're
y está
mourning,
contigo.
when you experience loss and
Cuando tú
tragedy.
experimentas
I had
pérdidas,
a guy
tragedias.
that I was ministering to at the college, and he
Yo tengo un
was
muchacho que yo
so
estaba ministrando
hurt
en el
and so
colegio, en la
broken, and he
universidad, y él
said,
estaba
he said,
tan
I feel so
quebrantado. Y él
lost
dice, yo me siento
because
tan perdido,
everyone that I've loved,
porque todo el que yo
everyone that I
amo,
care for, they're
todo el
just
que me importa,
I'm losing them left and
estoy
right.
perdiendo a todos.
He said, I've had so much loss in my
Dice, yo
life.
tengo tanta pérdida
I
en mi
don't
vida.
know who I am
Él
anymore.
dice, yo no sé quién yo soy más.
And I ministered that
Y
word
yo
to him
le dije a él,
that God wants you to know
Dios
Him.
quiere que
God
tú lo
cares
conozcas
for
a
you.
Él.
And
Tú le
He's going to
importas a
pull
Él.
you out of that.
Y Él te va a sacar
He's
de
going to
eso.
remind you, hey,
Él
you're
te va a
loved.
recordar que
Hey,
tú
you're
eres
called.
amado,
Hey, no matter
que tú
what
eres
you
llamado,
feel like you're
que
missing
tal vez tú
or you're
estás
lacking in your life,
sintiéndote en
God
este
loves you
momento que
and
tú
God's
estás
for you and
perdiendo,
God's
pero
with you.
Dios está
Amen.
de ti, de tu
And so
parte.
whatever you're
Él
dealing
está
with
para
today,
ti,
whatever
no
you're
en tu
going through,
contra.
God's great love
El amor de Dios es tan grande
is for you.
y es para
And God's
ti.
great love has the power to remove
Y
every
tiene el
bit of
poder
fear,
de remover
every
el miedo,
lie that's been spoken into your
mentiras
life.
que se le han
God
hablado en tu vida.
has the power to
Dios
get
tiene
you out of that
poder
mess.
de
And so I
sacarte
want
de
to
ese
challenge you today,
reguero.
whatever you're going through, whatever
So, lo
you're
que tú estás
dealing with,
pasando hoy,
God's for you.
Dios
And we
está
want to pray with
contigo.
you and agree our
Y Él
faith
quiere
with yours and
sacarte de ahí.
believe for
Vamos a
miracles
creer
in
hoy
your
un
life today.
milagro en tu
Believe
vida
for
hoy.
healing,
Vamos a
believe for
creer por
breakthrough in
sanación,
your marriages,
por
in your homes, in your
restauración en
families,
tu matrimonio, en
in
tu
your health,
hogar,
in every area.
paz en tu
Believe
hogar,
that
en
God is
cada
going to move
área.
and work in
Vamos
your
a
life
creer que
today.
Dios va a hacer
And
un
so at
trabajo
this
en tu
time, as
vida
they go
hoy.
into the next
So, en
song,
este tiempo, lo
just
que vamos
begin
en la
to,
próxima
if you have a need,
canción,
whatever
si
it may
tienes
be,
una
just
necesidad,
begin to come forward and fill the
vengan al
front
frente,
at this time as we go into this
comiencen a
next
pasar
song.
al frente. Vamos a ungirte.
Oh, called me by name, spoke to my weakness, removed all my shame. Nothing else greater, how great your love for me. Sing that out this morning. You walked on the water, called me by name, spoke to my weakness, removed all my shame. Nothing else greater, how great your love for me. You walked on the water, Lord, walked on the water, called me by name, spoke to my weakness, removed all my shame. Nothing else greater, how great your love for me. Sing, you walk on the water, walked on the water, called me by name, spoke to my weakness, removed all my shame. Nothing else greater, how great your love for me. How great, how wide is the love of God for me. So full, so free is the love of God for me. Oh, how great your love for how great your love for me.
Amen.
Amén.
Thank you, Jesus.
Gracias, Jesús.
You know, one of the greatest moments I have
El movimiento
of being a
más
father
grande
is
que yo tengo
when I come
siendo un
home,
padre es que cuando yo vengo a casa,
I walk in my house and I
yo
hear
camino
my daughter,
a mi casa
my
y veo a
oldest,
mi hija
she shouts my
y
name,
ella me grita mi
and I get on
nombre
my knees and
y yo me
I have a
arrodillo.
long hallway to the opposite end of
Yo
my
tengo un
house, and
camino
she
largo
runs
en un
the whole
patio,
way.
un pasillo en mi casa.
And seeing her
Y verla a
come
ella venir y
running with
abrazarme
open arms
con sus manos
into my arms,
abiertas
it breaks my heart every time.
rompe mi corazón.
And it's the greatest feeling.
Es
And God's
el
desire
sentimiento mayor
is that we would be
Y el
like
deseo
that little kid and
que
run
Dios
to
tiene
the
para
Father.
nosotros es
That
que
was
corramos
his
hoy como un
cry
niño pequeño
in
a nuestro
Psalms
Padre,
91.
a
He said,
Él.
if you'll
En
just
Salmo
come
dice,
to me, if
si
you'll just
tú
get to know me, if you'll
me
just
conocieras,
trust me,
si tú vinieras
I'll
a mí,
rescue
si tú me
you.
confiaras,
If you'll call on my
si
name,
tú me llamaras
I'll
por mi
answer.
nombre, yo te responderé.
If you seek me,
Si
you're
tú me
gonna find me.
buscas, tú me encontrarás.
That's his heart, that's his
Ese es su
desire, is
corazón,
just
ese
to
es el
know
deseo
you,
de tu
just to
corazón,
be there,
conocerte,
just to help you.
estar ahí para ti,
And so today I want
ayudarte.
us to just lift our
So, yo
hands.
quiero que hoy que levanten sus
And I want us
manos.
to make a
Y
declaration
quiero que
today to
hagan una
say, God,
declaración hoy de decir,
I
Dios,
trust you.
yo te confío en ti.
Whatever I go through
Lo
today,
que sea que yo pase hoy,
in any
en
situation,
cualquier situación,
I'm going to come to you.
yo voy a venir a ti.
And as you lift your hands,
Y en lo que tú levantas tus
just begin to
manos,
every worry, every fear,
cualquier preocupación,
every
cualquier
circumstance
miedo,
is
cualquier
just
circunstancia
feels
que
like
estés
it's out of your
pasando,
control,
que
just
está
begin
fuera
to
de tu
give it to him.
control, dársela a Él.
And God, we thank
Y
you
Dios, te
today.
damos gracias hoy.
We thank you, God, that we can put our
Gracias,
trust
Señor,
in
que podemos
you.
poner
We
nuestra
thank you, God, that
confianza
you
en
are
ti.
for us.
Gracias que tú eres para
We thank you
nosotros.
that when we ask,
Que cuando
we receive.
pedimos,
God,
recibimos,
when we
Señor.
call on your
Cuando
name,
llamamos a
God,
tu
you
nombre,
answer.
tú nos
When we
respondes.
seek you out, when we
Cuando
don't
te
know what to do,
buscamos,
when we
cuando no
don't know how
sabemos qué
to
hacer,
handle things, we
cuando no
thank you, God,
sabemos
that you're
cómo
there.
lidiar
God, that
con
you pick
problemas,
us
tú
up.
estás ahí,
God,
tú
when
nos
we fall, when we
levantas, cuando
stumble, when we make
caemos,
mistakes, God,
cuando
that you're
cometemos
there.
errores,
God,
tú
that
estás ahí.
you don't tear us down, you
Tú
don't
no nos
judge us. God, but you're
juzgas,
there to
pero tú estás
rescue
ahí
us.
para
God, your word
rescatarnos.
says if we
Tu palabra
just come to
dice
you,
que
if
si
we'll
venimos
just
a
put our
ti,
trust in
si
you,
ponemos
God,
nuestra
you'll
confianza
rescue
en ti,
us
tú nos
every
rescatarás
time.
cada
And God, so
momento.
in our finances,
So en
God,
nuestras finanzas hoy,
in our finances, we trust you,
Te
God. We
confiamos
know,
en ti.
God, that you've called us
Sabemos que tú
to
nos
be
has
blessed. You've
llamado a
called
ser
us to be
bendecidos,
prosperous.
a ser
And we thank you, God,
prósperos.
that you
Y te damos
where
gracias
you
hoy,
had
Señor,
lack in your life, it was so that we could have
que
everything, so that we
tú,
didn't have to
Señor,
struggle or just live
no
to
tuviste una
survive,
vida
God,
de
but
mucho
you called
dinero
us to
para
be
que nosotros
blessed
hoy
and to have
podamos ser
abundance in our
victoriosos
lives.
con
And I
nuestras
speak that over
finanzas.
every family here today.
Hablamos
God, that
hoy en
you're
cada
for them, God,
familia
that
hoy,
you
Señor,
are
que
faithful to
tengan
meet
la
their needs.
la
And
certeza
we
hoy que
thank
tú
you, God,
estás de
that
su parte.
sickness and illness,
Te damos
God,
gracias que
that it
cualquier
doesn't have the
enfermedad
final say in our
no
lives.
tiene
But we
un
thank you,
dicho
God,
final en nuestra
that
vida,
your blood that you
porque
shed
tu
on the
sangre que
cross
regaste en la cruz
declared over our
declaras
lives,
en nuestra
God, that
vida que
it
somos
is
sanos,
finished.
que el
That
trabajo es
cried out
terminado.
those words, God, that it is
Señor,
finished. That
díganle hoy al
sickness and
Señor,
disease,
está
God,
terminado,
are
esa
finished.
enfermedad
In
está
the name of
acabada,
Jesus,
en
and
el
by
nombre
your
de
stripes, God,
Jesús.
we are healed. God, we declare
Por
and we
tus,
claim it over our lives, God, that the blood of Jesus,
latigazos que
God,
recibiste,
frees us, it
recibimos
heals us,
nuestra
it
sanación
restores
hoy.
us, God. Every wound, God,
Cada
every hurt, God, from
área
things that have
que
been
está
spoken,
herida
God,
en
we thank you,
nuestra
God, that the
vida,
blood heals
te damos
us.
gracias
God,
que tu
what you shed on
sangre
the
nos
cross,
sana
God,
hoy.
has the
La
power,
sangre que
God,
regaste
to
en la
heal our
cruz
hearts,
tiene el
every
poder para
wound,
sanar
God.
nuestro
And we
corazón,
thank you,
para
God,
sanar
that,
cualquier
God, in our
herida.
marriages,
Te damos gracias por nuestro
God, where we've
matrimonio,
been fighting each
donde
other,
hemos
God,
estado
that
a
we
veces
thank you, God, that
peleándonos
today we
los
can
unos con
choose,
los otros. Te
God, we
damos
can make a
gracias que hoy
decision, God,
podemos tomar
God,
la
that we would fight
decisión
together.
de que vamos a
God,
pelear
I
juntos
speak that
del
over
mismo
every
lado.
home, God, that there would be
Abramos
peace, God,
paz
in the
para cada
households,
hogar
God,
hoy,
peace
Señor.
in the homes, God,
Paz en
where there's
cada
hurt,
hogar,
God, there's going to be
donde hay
healing,
dolor, va a
God,
haber
that the blood of
sanación,
Jesus,
que la
God,
sangre de
removes,
Jesús va a
God,
remover
everything that's not of you,
cada cosa que no viene de
every
ti.
negative thing that's been
Cada cosa
spoken, God,
negativa
is
que se ha
removed,
hablado
God,
se
by the blood
remueve
of
hoy por la
Jesus.
sangre de
God, we thank you
Jesús.
that we have
Te
victory
damos gracias
in our
que tenemos
homes. We
victoria en
thank you, God,
nuestro
that you
hogar.
have the final
Te
say
damos
over our
gracias
marriages.
que
You have the
tú tienes la
final say
última palabra en
over
nuestro
our kids
matrimonio,
and our
en nuestros
grandkids. God,
hijos,
you have
en
the
nuestros
final say
nietos.
in our
Tú tienes el
finances and
último
our health,
decir en
God.
nuestras
We look
finanzas,
to
en
you,
nuestro
God,
hogar,
today, and we
y miramos
declare
a ti
over
hoy.
our
Hoy
homes
ponemos
and over
nuestros
our
ojos en
families and
ti.
over our lives.
Te damos
God, that
gracias
in
que tú
every
proteges nuestro
circumstance
hogar,
today,
en
we're
cada
going to run to you.
circunstancia
In every
corremos a ti,
circumstance,
en
God,
cada
we're going to trust in
circunstancia
you
vamos a
and believe,
confiar en
God,
ti
that
y
when
creer,
you are
Señor, que
for us, when
tú
you're with
estás
us,
de
God,
nuestro lado
nothing can take us down.
y que
Nothing can
nunca
stand
nada
against
se
us.
puede poner en
Nothing can
nuestra
defeat us
contra,
today.
porque si
In
tú estás
Jesus'
para
name,
nosotros, nada se
amen.
podrá poner en
Amen.
nuestra
Do you believe
contra. En el
it?
nombre de Jesús,
Amen.
amén.
Come on,
Tú lo
just lift
crees
up a shout
hoy,
of praise in
dale
this
un aplauso al
place.
Señor si tú crees hoy en su
God, we
palabra.
trust you.
Te confiamos,
God, we trust
Señor,
you today.
confiamos en ti hoy, Señor,
Hallelujah.
aleluya,
Amen.
aleluya, amén.
Amen. As you guys head back to your seats,
En lo que se
tell
sienta,
someone, say, I
dígale a
trust
alguien,
in the
yo
Lord.
confío en el Señor.
Amen.
Amén.
Amen. You guys can be
Pueden
seated.
sentarse.
Also, I just want to welcome my wife
Quiero
as
dar la
she greets you
bienvenida a mi
guys today.
esposa. Buenos días a todos. Estamos agradecidos de estar aquí en la casa del Señor hoy.
Excited to be in the house of
¿Quién
the
está
Lord this
contento de
morning?
estar en la casa del Señor
Awesome. We
hoy?
just want to take the time
Queremos
to
tomar el
welcome
tiempo para dar
each
la
of you here.
bienvenida a cada
First, we
uno de
want to welcome
ustedes.
everyone that may be
Queremos dar la
joining us by
bienvenida
stream. So,
a
church, if
cada
we can
uno
give them a
que
hand and
nos está
thank them
mirando
for
por el
joining us.
internet. Bienvenidos.
Thank you. And we also want to take the time to
Queremos
welcome
tomar el
any of our
tiempo para
first-time visitors that
también
may be here in-house with us.
el que esté
So
aquí en la
if
casa
it-
con
if
nosotros
it
hoy.
is
Queremos
your
dar la
first time,
bienvenida.
if
So, si
you
es tu
could just
primera
raise your
vez,
hand,
levanta su
and we'd
mano
love to get
y
you a
queremos
welcome packet.
darte un paquete de
Awesome.
bienvenida.
Church, let's give them a hand.
Vamos a
Thank
darle un
them for being
aplauso a
here
los que
this
están
morning.
aquí.
We're so excited to
Estamos
have you here with
contentos de
us, and
tenerte
we
aquí con
also
nosotros hoy.
have a visitors
Y
reception right
tenemos
in the
una
back, so you can fill
recepción
out
para
that
los
card that they've
visitantes.
given
So,
to you,
cuando llenen
and
su
you can
tarjeta,
put it in the offering
pueden
bag as it
ponerla
goes
en la
by,
ofrenda
or
de
you can bring it right back
en
to
la
that
bolsa de la
visitors
ofrenda, o
reception,
pueden
and we'll
ir al
have a gift
final
there
del
for you.
servicio.
And some of
Tendremos
our
un
pastors and
presente
leaders
para
would
ti,
just
un
like to
regalo para
greet
ti.
you
Se pueden
and,
venir
see how you're doing.
al final del
And,
servicio y los
we
pastores
just
quieren
want
conocerte.
to say how many ladies went to
¿Cuántas
our
mujeres
Leaders 144
fueron
Getaway this
a nuestra
weekend?
conferencia de
We had an
líderes este
awesome
fin de
time
semana?
and,
Tuvimos un tiempo
being
increíble
empowered and coming back ready.
y regresamos
And,
llenas de
we are
poder
just
y
so excited
listas
for
para
what's to
continuar el
come.
trabajo
And we
y
also
lo que
have a
Dios quiere, lo que
Thanksgiving
Dios tiene para
service. If you have
nosotros.
not heard about that
Si estás
already,
aquí en el
right on
servicio y
Thanksgiving
no has
Day,
escuchado,
you can
el
come
Día de
out
Acción de
and
Gracias
enjoy
pueden
that
venir.
service with us
Tenemos
as
un
we come
servicio
together as a church
en lo que
family.
venimos como la iglesia al
Amen.
servicio.
There's some amazing things happening in our church, and God
Hay
is
cosas grandes que están
moving. Do you
pasando en
believe
nuestra
that?
iglesia y Dios está
Amen. As we
moviéndose. ¿Creen
speak,
en
Pastor
eso
Mike is
hoy?
in
En lo que estamos
Mexico
hablando, el pastor
with
Mike está
Pastor
en
Bert. They're
México
doing awesome
y
things, and
con
so
el
just
pastor
keep them in your
Burn.
prayers.
So manténlos en tus
Believing that God is
oraciones.
moving
Dios
there.
está
And
moviéndose
so
en,
we love
en el
them. How
mundo.
many love
Y
Pastor Mike and
quien
Pastor Paula?
ama
They're
a Pastor
awesome.
Mike y Pastor Paula.
Yes. So we're thankful for them. We
Estamos
honor them.
agradecidos por ellos, los honramos
And,
hoy.
you know, as we prepare what
En
we
lo que
have to give, I
preparamos lo
just
que
want
tenemos
to
para
challenge
dar
you and
hoy,
encourage you that a lot of times, you know, when especially when it comes to finances and,
A veces
and
cuando
all
se
that
trata de
stuff,
las
that
finanzas,
we
muchas
can
veces
begin to worry about what
nos
we have or what we don't
preocupamos,
have,
lo que
what might be
tenemos, lo que no
lacking.
tenemos, tal vez
But
tenemos falta
as
de
children of God,
finanzas, pero como
I
hijos de
want to
Dios,
encourage you
yo
that
quiero decirte
God
hoy
loves you and
que Dios te
God
ama
rejoices
y
and
Dios
celebrates in taking
se
care of you
regocija
and
cuando
meeting your
Él
needs.
cuida de ti,
It brings
de tus
delight to
necesidades.
God's heart.
Trae
Did you know that?
alegría
That
al
the Bible
corazón de
even says, it
Dios.
says
La
God
Biblia
delights
dice,
in your
a Dios
prosperity.
le da alegría cuando,
Yes,
cuando
that
tú
when you
prosperas.
succeed in
Cuando
any
tú
area of your life,
creces en
it
cada área de
delights
tu
God.
vida, le da alegría
because
al
he
corazón
loves
de
to see
Dios,
his
porque
children
Él quiere ver a
prosper.
sus hijos prosperar.
Amen. How many
Amén.
parents know what I'm talking
¿A
about?
quién
When
que es
my-
un
when
padre
my
aquí
daughter
sabe de
does
lo que yo
something
estoy
awesome,
hablando? Cuando mi hija
it's
hace
something that she
algo
says to me now.
increíble,
When she does something
cuando ella hace algo
that I think is
que yo creo
cool, I'm
que
like
es
impressive.
impres-
And so-
impresivo,
She says that to me now. I like it.
me dice
But because it brings
que
me,
está
it
impresivo porque
delights my heart when I see
me llena
her
mi corazón de alegría cuando yo veo a mi
succeed.
hija
And it's the same thing with God.
triunfar.
It
Y
delights
es igual
God's
con
heart to see you
Dios.
succeed. And the
Cuando-
Bible
cuando Dios
says
te ve
in Matthew
triunfar,
6, it talks about
le llena su
don't
corazón
worry
de
about what to
regocijo.
wear, don't worry
Mateo
about
dice, no
what
te
to eat,
preocupes
what
que vas a
clothes you have,
usar, que vas a comer, qué ropa vas a
whatever things
usar,
in your life
lo
that
que
you
sea,
allow to
cualquier
bring you worry or concern.
área de tu
Don't
vida
worry
que te ha
about it.
traído
And it
preocupación,
goes
no
on
te
to say,
preocupes.
birds
Ponlas en las
don't
manos
worry
de
about what
Dios.
to eat or
Los
any of that
pájaros
stuff. They
no
don't
se
store
preocupan
food
por qué
to make
comer,
sure that they have
porque Dios
enough, but
provee
they
para
know
ellos. ¿Cómo
that-
es que Dios no va a
and they don't
proveer para
worry about
sus
it because
hijos,
they
que
know
eres tú?
that they'll always have enough.
So, siempre
And
tendremos
how much more
suficiente.
does God
¿Cuánto
love
más
us?
Dios nos
If
ama a
God cares for the
nosotros?
birds, God's going to
Si a Él le
care for
interesa
you.
los
Amen.
pájaros,
Do you believe that God's
¿cuánto
going to take
más si
care
no
of
le
you today?
interesas como su
Yes.
hijo? So, hoy
Amen.
tengan eso, que
And
Dios
so
va a
as you prepare
protegerte.
what you
Dios
have
va
to give, I just want to
a
challenge you with
proveer
that,
en
that
cada
God
área de tu
is
vida.
for you. God's going to
So,
take
hoy,
care of you. God's
confía en el
delight
Señor
is
con
in
tus
meeting your
finanzas.
needs. All He asks is,
Él se
hey,
regocija
put your trust in me.
cuando tú
Put your-
confías
don't
en
worry-
Él.
don't-
Pon tu
don't put
fe
your
en Él,
trust in
tu
your money, don't
confianza en
put
Él.
your
No pongas tu
trust in
confianza en tu
what you
dinero,
have,
en lo que
but
tú
put your
tienes,
trust in me,
pero pon tu
because I
confianza
delight
en el
in your
Señor,
prosperity. And so I
porque
want
Él
to pray
se
for you today as you
regocija con
prepare
tu
what you have to give.
prosperidad. So vamos a
Just,
agarrar lo que
you
tenemos
know,
para dar hoy, vamos
give,
a
not
bendecirlo.
reluctantly, not out of fear, but
No
out
das-
of faith, knowing that God is going to
No
take
des
care of
con
you
miedo,
today.
pero da
Amen?
con la certeza que Dios va a
Amen. Let's
cuidar.
pray. God, we thank you that you are
Señor, te
for us.
damos
We
gracias
thank
que tú
you
estás
that
de nuestro lado,
you delight in our
que tú
prosperity.
te alegras
And
de
we
nuestra
trust
prosperidad
you today.
y
We
confiamos en
give
ti
God
hoy,
our
Señor.
first
Te
and our
damos lo
best,
primero
knowing
hoy,
God
nuestro
that
mejor.
you are
Y
faithful,
sabemos
God,
que tú eres un
to
Dios
supply
fiel
every need in
para
our life,
suplir
God,
a
to
cada-
give us what we need
tú
to
nos
live the
das
life
cada
that you've called
necesidad
us
que
to live.
tenemos, tú la
Thank you, God,
cubres, Señor.
that our
Te damos
finances
gracias hoy
don't
que nuestras
dictate our lives,
finanzas no
God,
nos
but
dictan nuestra
as we
vida,
trust in
pero
you,
lo que
God, we
confiamos
know,
en ti,
God, that you're
sabemos,
faithful,
Señor,
God,
que tú eres
to be
fiel
there for us in every
para
area.
estar ahí en
And
cada
so we
área de
give
nuestra
to
vida.
you today
So, hoy te damos a
what's
ti hoy
yours, God. We
lo que es
trust you
tuyo.
and we love you today.
Confiamos
In
en ti
Jesus'
hoy,
name,
Señor, en el
amen.
nombre de Jesús. Amén.
You can text to give your gift to 77977. Just text 3C and your campus location and click the link to get set up today. If you're new to 3C, follow your campus location on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date on all of our upcoming events. And don't forget to fill out your VIP card and stop by our VIP table on the way out to meet some of our pastors and grab a refreshment. If your child is sitting in service with you and becomes restless, we ask that you make use of our live streams in the nursery or lobby areas. This helps ensure high quality picture and sound to our other locations watching today. Thank you for your cooperation. Cell groups meet throughout the week for men, women, youth, and children. If you're not connected in a cell, be sure to see a leader after the service to get plugged in. This year, we have the opportunity to give coats, gloves, and hats to elementary students in need at our faith-based partner, Beaver Run Elementary. If you would like to give any of these items, you can drop them off in the lobby anytime before November 24th. Save the date for our 3C Kids Christmas Play on December 7th and 8th. Christmas
Hora
play
de
practice
Navidad,
will be
el día
every Tuesday
7
night from
y
6:30
8
to
de
8.
diciembre a las 5 de la tarde.
Good morning. We are
Buenos
glad to see everybody
días.
here today. I
Estamos
want you to
contentos
look
de ver a todos
around
ustedes aquí
somebody that
hoy.
maybe you don't know that's near you and just
Tal
say
vez
hello, give them a
mira
high
si hay
five.
alguien que tú
And then after service, make sure
no
that you
conoces,
let them know
darle
your name or something like that,
darle
and so we can
cincos
get to
y
know each other really well. We're
conózcanse.
glad for those of you that are
Estamos
joining us
contentos por
by
eso
way
que
of
nos están
stream.
mirando por el
Glad that you're all
internet.
here in house
Estamos
today,
contentos que
and
están
what
conmigo
a
hoy.
fabulous message we've heard the
Qué
last two
mensaje tan
services.
increíble escuchamos los
Pastor
últimos dos
Jared
mensajes. El
said, "Do you
pastor
want to preach this
Jared
one?" I said, "I
dijo,
sure do."
¿tú
And
quieres
so,
predicar ese? Yo dije,
I'm
seguro que
excited
sí.
to share with
Estoy
you
contenta de
about being
compartir
faithful. Everybody say
contigo
faithful.
sobre ser fiel.
And Pastor Mike is in Mexico.
Pastor
He's
Mike
been there
está en
since
México,
Wednesday.
está ahí desde el
They've been with
miércoles.
lots and lots and lots
Han
of
estado con
pastors and
muchos y
people
muchos pastores
changing the world in
y personas
Mexico.
que están
And
cambiando el
we're excited
mundo
to
en
have him back
México y
home
estamos
tomorrow.
contentos de
And
tenerlo
so let's go to the Lord in prayer.
para atrás en la
Lord, I
casa
thank you today,
mañana. Vamos
God,
a
for the
orar.
privilege to
Gracias, Señor, por el
speak your word.
privilegio de
I
hablar
pray
tu
that the words that I
palabra.
say, God,
Te
will be
pido,
what
Señor, que
you
las
want me to
palabras que yo
say.
diga sea lo
I
que tú
pray that
quieres que yo
the
diga.
hearts and
Te
the
pido que los
ears, Lord God, will be
corazones y
open today.
los
That, God, the
oídos
things
estén
that we need to
abiertos para tu
change in our
palabra.
lives, God,
Las
that we
cosas
will
que
line it up
queremos
with
que
your
tenemos
word,
que cambiar
that
en
we will
tu
be
vida, en
challenged
nuestra
when we
vida,
leave here,
que se
that we will
alineen a
not
tu
remain the
palabra
same.
y
In
que
Jesus'
cuando
name,
no
amen.
permanezcamos
I want
igual.
to give
En
you
el
a
nombre de
little,
Jesús, amén.
before I go right into the
Antes
word,
de
I
ir
want
al
you
a la
to,
palabra,
Pastor Charnay actually wrote
Pastor
this, and
Sharoné
I
escribió
want you just to
esto,
close your
y yo
eyes
quiero
for a
que tú
minute.
cierres tus ojos por un
And she's
momento.
describing
Ella
a
describe
man in the Bible.
un hombre en la Biblia.
It said he was never
Dice,
sure
él
when he began to
nunca
change.
estaba seguro cuando él comenzó
At first, he
a
had fought
cambiar.
against the
Al
paralysis.
principio, él
Shame had
peleó
washed
en
over
contra de la
him when his
parálisis.
friends picked up
Cuando
his
sus
pallet and carried him to Bethesda Pool.
amigos
His
lo
mouth
llevaron.
compressed tightly, his forehead was rigid with a frown.
sus,
One could feel the determination
que se
since the
sintió
voice
la
inside of him that
determinación, que está una
demanded
voz
over and
dentro
over,
de él
I will walk
y dijo,
again.
yo caminaré de
will.
nuevo.
How he had watched that
Como
pool.
él miró esa
He was so
piscina,
desperate to
él
reach
estaba
it when the waters
desesperado
were
de
rippled, to
alcanzarla
win the healing people said would come to the first person to slip in
para
them.
ganar.
He had dug his
ser
fingers into
sano.
the pavement,
Él puso
frantically
sus pies
jerking his body across the stones.
y puso
But
su
that was
cuerpo
years ago.
encima de
So
de
many
las
years.
piedras, pero fue
The
muchos
friends were
años
gone
atrás.
now, busy
Los
with their
hombres
own
se
affairs.
habían ido,
His world
ocupados
was
con
the
sus
tiny
propios
space
deberes,
occupied by his pallet on the pavement.
pero su
He no longer struggled to reach the
nunca
water, and none of the
tenía
other sick
problema
people had
de
charity
tocar
enough to
el
let him
agua.
take his turn.
y ninguna de las
Everyone
otras
consulted their
personas
own good
lo
in
dejó
preference
tomar
to
su
his.
turno.
In
Pero todo
38
el mundo
years, he
estaba
had learned to
preocupado por sus
live
propias
with his
necesidades.
paralysis,
Por
learned to
38
accept
años
it.
él aprendió a
All
vivir
the
con su
old dreams
parálisis,
were discarded.
aceptar
Now he was
su destino.
satisfied
Ahora él
with an
estaba
extra crust
satisfecho
of bread in his begging
con
bowl, or a little
pidiendo
warmth
limosna.
when the wind brushed the clouds away
Cuando
from the
el
sun. 38 years,
38
life had settled
años,
into
la vida
routine,
se había
and
vuelto
he
una
was
rutina
resigned.
y él había
Okay,
resignado.
open your eyes. Do you
Abre tus
picture what that
ojos.
man was going through?
Imagínate lo que ese
And
hombre
today I
estaba
want to talk to you
pasando.
about
Hoy
that.
yo quiero hablar
I want you
contigo
to think
sobre
about
eso.
Jesus on the
Yo quiero que
cross.
tú pienses a
Before he
Jesús
went
en
to
la
the cross,
cruz,
he
antes que él
was
fue a la cruz.
in the garden,
Él
and he
estaba
was
en el
faithful.
jardín y él era
How many know he was
fiel.
faithful?
¿Quiénes pueden decir
Right?
que él era
Tell the person
fiel?
next to you,
Dile a la
Jesus
persona
was
de tu lado,
faithful.
Jesús fue fiel.
And we've got to remain that
tenemos que
same way. And that's the whole
permanecer
thing of
de esa
today, is
manera.
that we've got to remain
Ese es
faithful.
nuestro
And so
mensaje
when
hoy,
we
que
look at the
tenemos que
story, John
permanecer
5, 1
fiel.
through 8,
Cuando miramos esa historia, Juan 5,
let's read
del 1
that.
al 8,
Afterward, Jesus
vamos a
returned to
leerlo.
Jerusalem for one of the Jewish holy days. Inside the city, near the sheep gate, was the pool of Bethesda with 5 covered porches.
Después de esto, Jesús
Crowds
subió a
of sick
Jerusalén
people,
con motivo de la
blind,
fiesta
lame, or
judía.
paralyzed,
Ahí
lay
en
on the porches.
Jerusalén,
One
cerca
of
de
the
la
men
puerta
lying
llamada
there had
Ovejas,
been sick
un ataque
for
conocido como
38
un hombre
years.
hebreo
Everybody say
de
38
Bethesda,
years.
que tiene
Is there
5
anybody in the house today that's
soportales.
38?
Alguien aquí es
Stand up if you're
38
38.
años.
Let's
Levántate
get a look
si,
at what
si tú tienes
38 looks like.
38
Okay,
años
there's some
hoy.
38-year-olds
Hay
in here.
algunas
There you
personas
go.
que tienen 38
38
años.
years. It feels like a long
38
time, right,
años
guys, that
parece
are
un
38,
tiempo
right?
largo.
So 38 years,
38
this guy
años,
had
este
waited.
hombre
When
había
Jesus saw
esperado.
him and he knew he had been ill for a long time, he asked him, "Would you like to get well?"
Cuando Jesús lo vio y tuvo que estar
He asked the
enfermo por
question,
un
"Would you
largo
like to
tiempo, le
get
dijo,
well?"
¿te gustaría
And what did he respond?
sanarte? ¿Y qué le
"I
respondió?
can't, sir."
No puedo, Señor.
And how many of us have ever said, "I can't"?
¿Cuántas muchas
We
veces
might want
nosotros
something, but
decimos no
we use
podemos?
that, "I can't."
El
The
enfermo
sick
le
man
contestó,
said,
Señor,
"For
no
I have
tengo a
no one
nadie
to
que
put
me
me
meta en
into
el
the pool
estanque
when
una
the water
vez
bubbles up.
que el agua ha sido
Someone
agitada.
else always gets
Cuando
there ahead
llego,
of me.
ya otros se me han
Jesus
adelantado.
told him,
Entonces Jesús le
"Stand up,
ordenó, levántate,
pick up your mat,
recoge tu camilla
and walk."
y vete.
And that's a pretty amazing
Y
story.
eso es
A
una
lot of
historia
times in our life
increíble.
we
Muchas
have
veces en
things
nuestra
that
vida
keep us
tenemos
crippled, keep us
cosas
in the state that
que nos
we're
mantiene
at.
en un
And
estado que
we
estamos
say
por
we just
años.
can't. How
Y
many ever
decimos,
said,
no
I can't?
podemos cambiar,
Right?
no podemos
So
cambiar
today
ese
we're going to
estado.
walk out of
Pero
here full
hoy
of
vamos a
faith,
caminar
saying,
de
I
aquí
can,
lleno de
right?
fe, diciendo,
Say,
sí
I can.
podemos, di yo sí
Amen.
puedo.
And so
Amén.
I'm a visual
So, yo
person.
soy una
And
persona
so when Pastor
visual.
Jared's preaching this,
So,
I'm like,
cuando
if
Pastor
I was doing
Jared,
this, this
yo
is
dije,
what I
si
would
yo
do. So
hiciera
when he said,
esto,
do you want to do it? I'm
yo
like,
haría
oh
esto.
yeah,
Cuando él me
I
dijo,
do.
¿tú quieres hacer el
And so
servicio?
Jake,
Le dije,
where are
sí.
you?
So Jake, ¿dónde estás?
Jake is going to be my paralyzed man.
Jake va a ser
So
mi-
don't,
el
you're
hombre
not seeing him walk up
paralizado.
here, okay?
So, tú no lo vas a ver caminar.
And he is going to lay on this
Y
mat
él
for me.
va a estar en este, se va a acostar aquí en este lugar.
Here we go. All right. You're just going to settle in for a while, all right? So I want you to get that, what he's been going through for
So,
38
imagínate
years,
lo que le ha
laying there
pasado por
on that
38
mat.
años,
Okay?
acostados ahí.
He was a man that
sin
suffered
poderse mover.
much
Era un hombre que
physical
sufrió
ailment. How many have ever had
enfermedades
some physical
físicas.
problems going
¿Quiénes
on in
aquí
your life?
tienen
And I know when,
enfermedades físicas,
when we
que están
face
sufriendo
physical
enfermedades
problems, it's
físicas?
hard for
Cuando a
us
veces
to always think right
tenemos
when our body is
problemas
aching and
físicos,
hurting, right?
es difícil
And so it's
pensar
important that
correcto. So, es
we always
importante
remember
que
that, you
siempre
know
nos
what, God's going to get me
recordemos
through
que
this. I'm
Dios
not going to
nos
remain
va-
here, right?
No vamos a permanecer en esa
So,
estación
but
que
rather, he
estamos,
was a
pero Dios
hopeless
nos va a
resignation
sanar.
on the inside. He
So, él
had some
tenía
dreams at first. He
resignación.
believed that he was going
Al
to get in there. He
principio,
was going to
él-
be healed.
Él
And how many know
creía,
that through the
tenía sueños, él
process,
creía que
through the
iba
38 years,
a ser sano,
he
pero
lost the
mediante
hope.
los 38 años él
anybody
perdió la
ever been sitting there
esperanza.
before?
Alguien
And
ha
you've been
estado ahí en esa
believing and
posición,
dreaming
que han
for
estado
something,
creyendo y
and it's taken
soñando
a
por
long,
algo,
a
y ha
long time
tomado
for
un
it to come to
tiempo
pass,
largo para que
and you're
pase,
losing hope.
y tú has
You
perdido
don't
la
see a way.
esperanza.
You
No has
say,
visto
I
la
can't.
manera,
I
y tú has
can't do
dicho,
this
no
anymore.
puedo, no puedo hacer esto
So whatever
más.
level of your life
So,
you're experiencing this
cualquier
defeat,
nivel que
and
tú
then we've got a
estás
few things down here. Physically, you may be
experimentando
experiencing this,
esa,
spiritually,
que en áreas que te has
emotionally,
sido
maybe you're at a
desafiada,
depressed place.
tal vez en áreas
Financially, maybe you feel like, you know
sentimentales,
what, I'm broke. I don't know how I'm going to get out of
financieramente,
this.
no sabes cómo
In
vas
your
a salir de
ministry,
esa situación.
you have
En
lost
tu
your
ministerio,
compassion, your
has
passion to
perdido tu
love on people,
compasión, tu
to
amor por
reach
las
out. You're just
personas,
going day
tu
by day
compasión de
and not
alcanzar a
doing
los
what God has
otros.
called you to do.
No estás haciendo lo que Dios te ha
Having a
llamado a
hopeless
hacer,
defeat and
teniendo
quitting is
una
not a dream.
actitud de darte
Now,
por
we were able
vencido.
to just run away for the weekend
So
for,
este
with
fin de
some of our
semana,
leaders that had poured into
los
a
líderes
lot of you and
nos
for
fuimos
over the year,
de-
and
y
that is what our
tuvimos
whole
un
theme was
tiempo
all
de-
about dreaming.
eso era nuestro
Because we must
tema,
have a dream,
soñar.
right?
Tenemos que
If we don't have a
soñar.
dream, it will,
Si
you know,
no
it's just going to
tenemos,
die. We're not going to have anything to look
sueños,
forward
va
to.
a
So
morir, no
we
tenemos
have to
nada
make
por
sure
qué
that we
buscar,
have the
seguir
eyes, that we can
caminando.
dream, that
Tenemos
we
que
can
tener
envision,
ojos
that
que
we can
sueñan.
see
Tenemos
what
que tener
God is planning.
visión
What we, that you
y
know, that
ver lo
as
que Dios ha
we looked at some
plantado, lo que
dream
Dios
boards,
está
and they had scriptures on
planificando.
there, and they were believing for that, and it
Miramos,
was pretty awesome to see so many of them
sueños
say,
que
God did
muchas
this for
personas
me.
tenían y decir, Dios
God did this
hizo
for me
esto
in a
por
year.
mí.
So you
Dios
got to
hizo esto por
visualize
mí
it.
en
You
un
got to
año.
believe it.
Tienes
You
que
got to dream it.
visualizarlo.
And God's going to
Tienes
come
que
through. Now,
verlo
some of their
y
boards,
Dios lo
He
va a
didn't come
hacer.
through exactly how we thought
Algunos,
on our time frame, right? We
Sueños,
put some times
Dios
on there.
todavía
Some
no
are
ha-
still not
no ha-
married,
no ha-
and
no-
some don't have babies, and
algunos
some
no se
don't
han
haven't
casado, algunos no han tenido
got that
hijos,
house they wanted, all those things.
algunos no han
But we're
tenido
not
la
going to stop.
casa, pero no vamos a parar.
Just, you know, the 38 years. It might take 38 years. How many say, Dear Lord, please, don't let it take 38 years, right? But we've got to hold on and believe, you know. And, you know, I put on here, you got to dream it,
Yo puse aquí,
You
tienes
gotta
que
see it.
soñarlo, tienes que verlo,
you got to say it,
tienes que decirlo,
you got to believe it,
tienes que creerlo
and then you're going to see it, right?
y entonces
It's
vas
going
a
to come to
verlo.
pass. And so we got to believe in that.
Tenemos que creer en eso.
It's not just being a good Christian or doing your
ver un buen
devotion, right?
cristiano,
It's an
ser
attitude
traducido
and
lo
a
único,
spirit that
pero es
says,
la actitud
everybody
y
say
el
this,
espíritu
I
que
won't
dice, yo no
give up,
me voy a dar por
until
vencido
the end.
hasta el final.
I'm holding on,
Yo estoy
right?
agarrando
I'm holding on for that
estoy agarrada
child that's going to be
por ese
serving you,
hijo
going to be
que te va a
preaching your
servir,
gospel,
ese
because you're,
hijo que va a
you're
predicar tu palabra.
prophesying that, right? You may not see it,
Profetiza en las cosas que no
right?
ves hoy,
You're
profetiza
prophesying
lo que
over
tú
those
quieres ver,
relationships that look
profetiza en esas
depleted, that
relaciones,
look
di que tu
hopeless,
palabra
right?
tiene
You're believing
poder,
that, you know, we have
crean.
a lady in our Dover campus
tenemos una mujer
that
en el campamento
3
de
weeks
Dover
ago
que 3
was sent
semanas
home
atrás
with hospice
fue
with 7
enviada a la
days to
casa,
live.
que le dieron 7 días
Last
de
week,
vida. Y la
they took
semana
the tube out of her
pasada,
nose,
ellos le quitaron
and
el
she
tubo,
testified at our
y
Dover
ella
campus
testificó
and
en
brought
el
many people
campamento de
with her to
norte.
that church.
Y
And this
trajo
is 3 weeks,
personas
and she's still
hace
going
3
strong.
semanas y todavía está viva.
So we've got to have that
fuerte.
same kind of
Tenemos que
faith.
tener la
You know,
misma
when I went there,
fe.
she encouraged me.
Cuando yo
Instead of
fui
me going to
ahí,
encourage her, she encouraged me.
ella
Like,
me
I'm not
motivó
giving
a
up
mí. Y yo
until
digo,
the last
wow,
breath.
yo no me
I'm
doy
going to
por
win
vencida.
people. You know, and
Hasta
so
el
we've got to
último
have that. And so
aliento voy a
when I
ganar
think about
personas
that,
para
yeah, I
Dios.
think about
Cuando yo pienso
paralyzed.
en eso, yo pienso en la
Anybody
palabra
ever been in an
paralizado.
accident, anything ever happened to you that you were paralyzed maybe for just a little bit of time. You can relate to that. This man suffered not just paralyzed in his legs, but his will to fight. Maybe you are in a place that your will, you just don't have the will to fight anymore. You just feel like just giving up. He had given up the fight and surrendered his self-pity, settling in the sad shadows of a victim. Say, I'm not a victim.
Digan, yo no soy una víctima.
I'm a victor.
Yo soy una victoriosa.
Right? And you got to believe that. And
tienen que creer en eso hoy.
See what I put here. He was given into the place where he was believing that this is how it's going to be. This is how it looked. He could only move his head a little around. Move your head around, look at him.
Era como iba a pasar toda la vida.
Have you got him on the camera? No, they can't see it. Come on, let them see this too. There you go. They got to get the visual at home, right? Yeah, so there he is. He's laying there. And he not only was paralyzed in the flesh, but his spirit, he had given up. And so we got to make sure that today, when we leave here, we're not in this state anymore. We will not give up. I put on, don't try to play me like God changed his mind. Sometimes we say, oh yeah, God said this. But after 10 years, did God really say it? Then we change our mind, right? God doesn't change his mind. When he's told you what he's promised you, you hold on to that. And because he is going to see you through. And
tú vas a ver lo que te ha prometido, tú vas a ver qué va a pasar.
Oh, go on. Okay. Do you, and then you have to ask yourself, do you wish to get well?
Do
you want to be healed? Do you want to see restoration of relationships? Do you want to see yourself financially blessed? Look at the person next to you. Yes? Yes, right? Those things, whatever is keeping you on that mat, you're not going to stay there. Say that to yourself. I'm not going to stay there, right? I'm going to have that determination to fight. The Lord's question seems strange. Obviously, the man wanted to be cured, or he would not have been at the pool in the first place. So he's trying to get himself in that pool, but he's paralyzed, and everybody else keeps beating him in there. And so he had the faith at first, but Jesus never engaged in the idle conversation. His question was addressing the real issue at hand, a man who had given up on his healing. Today you may be you're sitting here and saying, I think I've given up. I've given up on that person. I've given up on my healing. I've given up ever seeing the dreams that I had dreamed. Today, you're going to say, I can, instead of I can't. Amen? In a quite basic sense, we all suffer to some degree from the hurts and errors of yesterday. How many have had some hurts, some pains, some disappointments in life? We can all relate to that. That we've had some things that really disappointed us, that hurt us. In some people's experience, however, the shadow is the particularly dark and overwhelming. Like this man by the pool, they lie emotionally and relationally paralyzed. What has paralyzed you today? What has shocked you that you just are in that state of being paralyzed? And so I'm going to share with you some practical things or some actual testimony. We always say that we go through lots of things in our life. We don't always talk about everything, all the bad things that happen to us, but we put it in a manure barn. Anybody got a barn that you've been throwing some stuff back there, right? We're going to put it in a barn. And I only pull it out when I know that, you know what, this is my testimony and this is going to help you today. So you may be, I have some things I wanted to relate it to is the physical part. Maybe you're sitting here today and you're like in that paralyzed place because of what the doctor has said, what he's said about you, that what you have and what you believe that you have, and it looks like that's what you have. And back when Jared was about, I don't know, 7, 8, somewhere in there, he had multiple birthmarks. Lots of birthmarks all over him. And so I remember going to the doctor and just saying, you know, is this normal, whatever? And so I remember seeing the doctor look, and then he's like, we're going to refer you to a specialist. He said, it appears that he has something called neurofibromatosis. And he said, if it's what I think it is, you know, we need to get him somewhere, because if you look up that disease, it develops tumors all over his body. And so it was, I remember being in a scary place, and when it's your children, it hits you, you know. And I remember saying, we've got to believe, you know. I remember taking the family, and we were, you know, getting him. He says now it was a very embarrassing thing that he sat there in his little underwear in front of all the family. They were waiting, you know, they're testing him, checking him. And I remember that day that they said,
Pero yo me
This
recuerdo
is
ese
not
día que dijeron,
neurofibromatosis.
esto no es esta
It's just
enfermedad.
some different
solamente,
cafe au laits or whatever, however you say that, all over him, and he
marcas
does
en su
not have that.
cuerpo,
I
pero él no
believe,
tiene
and that
eso.
day I believe
Ese
he was
día
healed
yo
of that,
creí
because I
que
looked
él
at that
era
and I'm like,
sano,
that would have
porque yo
crippled
dije,
him from being
esto
who he is today.
lo hubiera
So whatever that
paralizado a
disease, whatever
él
that sickness, whatever that label
de
has
ser
been
lo que
put
él
on
es hoy.
you, you say,
So, lo que sea
it is not
que
who I am. I'm going
tú
to get
estás
up.
pasando
I'm
hoy, tú
going to
tienes
be
que decir, hoy
victorious.
este no soy
Amen.
quien yo soy.
And so
Esto yo no lo
the other thing I
tengo.
was thinking
Yo
about
soy
is about my mom
victorioso.
and dad, and I've told this story a lot. And
Otra historia que yo pienso es mi mamá y mi
it
papá.
was a prayer of mine, and I
Fue
think
una
it's
oración
47
que yo
or
tenía,
48 years
47,
before we
48
saw it come to
años,
pass.
antes que
My
vimos
sister's over
nuestro
there. It was
milagro.
about that long,
Mi
right?
hermana está ahí,
47
aquí.
or 48 years,
47,
we
48
prayed for
años
our
oramos
dad's
por
salvation,
nuestros padres,
and
la
that
salvación,
I
por mi
prayed
padre,
that
la
he would come
salvación.
back to my
Lloré
mom.
que él
My dad never
regresara con mi
divorced my
mamá.
mom, but
Mi
all my
papá
life I
nunca
cannot remember them
divorció
ever
a mi
being
madre,
together.
pero yo me
And
recuerdo
so
que mi
as
vida
a
entera ellos
child,
nos
as an
juntos.
adult,
So, como
it was a
una
prayer that I
como
prayed.
una hija,
Took a
yo
long time.
oré por
It did
muchos
not look like it
años.
was going to ever happen.
Y no
But-
parecía que
but
iba a
God.
pasar, pero Dios.
At like 47 years
en
old, I began to
47
see
años,
my
yo comencé a ver
my little dad
mi
go there to
papá
mom, and
ir a mi
in
mamá,
those last 3 years of
y en esos
life,
últimos 3 años
enjoying
de vida,
life, being
ellos
joyful, seeing a smile on her
tenían
face,
alegría
and God
juntos,
restored
y Dios
what the enemy
restauró
tried to
lo que
steal
el
away.
enemigo,
Amen.
ah,
So whatever
separó.
relationship looks hopeless
Lo
to
que
you
sea
today,
relación que
I
parece
know a God
perdida
that can
para
do
ti,
it.
yo
I know a
conozco un
God
Dios
that
que
raised it
puede
up when
hacer.
it looked like
Él
it's
puede
paralyzed. It's
resolverlo,
not going to work.
cualquier relación.
And many negative things had been said. My
Muchas
mom had
cosas
said very
negativas.
many
Mi
negative things, and
mamá,
it didn't look like
tal
it was
vez
going to
dijo algunas
happen.
cosas
But
negativas y no
God.
parecía
And
que iba a
today,
pasar,
both of them
pero
are in heaven,
Dios, y hoy los dos
rejoicing
están en el
together.
cielo,
Amen.
ah,
And so,
juntos.
what was the other one? One other little story I was going to tell you. Oh, financially, the other story I could relate to is
Con
that
finanzas.
my mom and I
Mi mamá y yo
lived at Moss Hill,
Vivimos en
and
Moselle.
my
lugar.
dad at that point
Mi
was
papá en
not
ese momento
in our
no
life,
estaba
but
en
was
nuestra
still
vida,
sending some money like
pero
for our rent. And
mandaba
so, long
algún
story
dinero
short,
para la renta.
there we got an eviction notice,
So tuvimos una
and
nota
we had to
de-
move.
tuvimos
And I
que
remember at
salir de la casa.
17
Y yo me
feeling
recuerdo, con
just like
17
that.
años me sentía
That it was a
así,
lot in my life that
paralizada.
hadn't at 17 had not, I would just like,
Con
okay, we
17
can do this.
años,
We,
yo decía,
we're going to be all
"Podemos
right,
hacer
Mom. We're going to be
esto,
all right.
vamos a estar
But I
bien, mamá."
remember
Pero yo
sitting
me
there and
recuerdo
like,
sentarme ahí
God,
diciendo, Dios,
we don't have anywhere to go.
no tenemos ningún lugar donde ir.
And I remember Mom moving
Y yo
in
me
with my
recuerdo que mi
cousin,
mamá se
and
mudó con mi prima.
I'm not emotional. I'm not going to cry today. Okay, and me going with my sister,
me fui con mi
and she had a
hermana.
place upstairs, so I
Ella
moved
tenía un
upstairs,
lugar,
and
so yo me
it was a
mudé
time in
arriba.
my life that
Y
I
fue un
felt
tiempo en mi vida
paralyzed.
que yo me sentí
It was also a time in my
paralizada.
life that Pastor Mike came and brought me a little peach
También fue
rose
el tiempo
and
que
said,
Pastor Mike
it's going to be all right.
me trajo
To
una
this
flor y me
day,
dijo, "Todo va a estar
peach
bien."
roses are my favorite because it reminds me of that day when he
Y
said,
esa flor
it's
es mi
going to be all right.
favorita porque
And
me
so
recuerda ese tiempo que
today,
el
I
pastor
have a
me dijo,
beautiful house.
todo va a estar bien.
And so whatever
Y hoy
with the
yo tengo una
financial things
casa
that you may have
preciosa.
believed about
So lo
yourself,
que sea que
because
tú has
that's what it
creído en
looks
ti, en
like.
tus finanzas,
You keep trusting.
tú
You
sigue
get up. You
confiando en
keep
el
fighting.
Señor.
Amen?
Levántate y sigue peleando.
And that God's
Y
going
confiando que
to see
Dios
those dreams.
Va a
God's
ver
going
esos
to bring you
sueños
through.
que tú
Amen?
tienes y Él te los va a
Amen.
dar.
You guys are very
Amén.
quiet today. And so, is he tired of laying there?
¿Está cansado de
Are you
acostarse ahí?
tired of being at
¿Estás
that place?
cansado
Are you tired
de
of
estar
being
en ese
there?
lugar?
Are you at the
¿Será
place
que
that you're
estás
going to say,
cansado
I'm going to pick
de
up
que tú estás en un
this
lugar y
bed.
vas a decir, yo voy a
I'm
levantarme,
not going to any
voy a
longer
recoger
stay
esta
there.
alfombra
I'm not going to stay
y
in
voy a
that state.
caminar. Yo no voy a
And so
permanecer en
it
este
says, pick up
estado
your bed. There is
paralizado.
no
Él dice,
backup plan.
levanta.
There's no backup plan. God's
alfombra.
already told you.
Dios no
We just got to
tiene
trust
un
Him.
plan.
No matter the
Ya Dios
time
te
frame that's
dijo,
on it, we're going to
tú
trust Him,
sabes el
right?
plan de Dios,
And so
pero
He
tienes que
said,
confiar en Él.
get this bed out of
Él
here.
dice,
So
saca
Jake,
esta
you
alfombra de
pick up
aquí,
that bed.
levántate
You roll it up, put it on your
Y
shoulder, and I
saca
want
esa
you to run out of here
y salte de
because
aquí
God has
porque
freed you
Dios te ha
today
liberado
of being
hoy
paralyzed.
de ser
Yes,
paralizado.
can you see it?
¿Pueden verlo?
There you go. And so that's what I see in the
Eso es lo que
Spirit
yo
for
veo en
each
el
of you,
Espíritu para cada
right?
uno de ustedes.
Whatever you can label
Lo
it
que
to,
sea
like
que tú
that's
te-
what's paralyzed.
Lo-
Today, I'm
piensa
getting
en
up.
esa situación que te está
Right?
paralizando
I'm
y
getting up.
levántate
I'm not
hoy.
going to stay there any
Levántate.
longer.
No te
And the scripture,
permanezcas en esa
Philippians
posición
1:27,
más.
says, above all, you
Corintios
must live as citizens of
Dice,
heaven,
por encima de
conducting
todos,
yourself in the
vivan
manner worthy of the
como
good good news
ciudadanos del
and
cielo.
Christ. Then whether I come and see you again or only hear about you, I will know that you are standing
Si yo
together
veo,
with one spirit
si
and
yo
one
vengo, yo
purpose.
quiero ver que están
Standing
juntos,
together.
juntos
Look at the
con
person
un
and say, we're going to
espíritu.
stand together.
Diga, vamos a estar juntos.
Okay? Fighting together. I want you to put
Peleando
your fist up.
juntos. Yo quiero que pongas tu puño encima.
Fighting.
Diga,
You know, I guess I'll
peleando.
insert this here. This is not my testimony. This was
Esto
Pastor
no es mi
Jared's, and he
testimonio,
shared this at
este
the
es
last two
Pastor
services.
Jared.
It's not often that the 15 of us in
No
our
es
family get
muy,
together, so we have to
nosotros nos
really work at trying to
juntamos,
find a date to
so
do it.
tenemos que
So I had planned last weekend
Tuvimos
we're going to go away. We're going to go
planificado la
to a
semana
pumpkin
pasada
patch.
que
We're
nos
going to have a
íbamos a
great
ir a
time.
un,
Did not
a
believe that
un
the
lugar
weather
donde
was going to
tenían
be like
calabaza.
32 degrees when we got there. You know, so
estaba muy
we had to
frío,
make another plan. We went
tuvimos
to a
que tomar otro
trampoline
plan-
park that
otro
had all
plan,
kinds of
y fuimos a un
stuff, like for
parque
adults
de
to play too.
trampolín para
And so
adultos
Justin
también.
and Jared,
So
are
Justin
my
and
oldest
Jared,
and
mis hijos,
middle son,
um,
they have always fought all their
ellos
life.
siempre
Unfortunately,
pelearon cuando eran
Jared was usually
chiquitos,
always
ellos siempre
defeated.
pelearon, pero Jared
Um,
siempre,
You
Justin
know,
ganaba.
a fighting, I mean, terrible
El mayor
fighting. And
siempre
then as they've
ganaba.
gotten older, I
Y
just
en lo
love
que
their
ellos
relationship now.
crecieron,
You
yo
know, I
amo
love
la
to see
relación
that
que
he'll
ellos
say,
tienen
you know,
hoy.
Justin,
Yo
just
amo
text me or
que
whatever. Just they have a great
Ellos
relationship
tienen
now.
una relación
So when we
grande.
went, there was
So
this
cuando
like foam
fuimos,
pit, and it had a
había
balance beam in the middle of it, and these like what do you call these things?
estaban,
So whatever those sticks, huh? Jousting, is that it?
había
Sticks that have these big
una-
things on them.
unos
And
palos
so
que
Justin's
eran para
like, come on,
pelear,
Jared.
y Justin le dijo, vamos,
So
Jared, vamos a
Jared
pelear.
took the
So
challenge.
Jared
And he's like,
tomó,
yeah, I got this. So
Ah,
this
y
was
dijo,
his story. He
"Sí,
told the
yo
other
voy
10.
a,
So he got up there. He had
él
those
se
big
sentó,
things.
y
And
él,
he,
ah,
you know, there's lots of stories I can tell you
hay
of what
muchas
Justin did to
historias que
Jared.
te
You
puedo
know,
decir de lo que
they
Justin
went
le hizo a
surfing and
Jared.
they were surfing
Ellos
and
fueron
his
a
surfboard went in the
surfear
back of
y
Jared's
se-
head and cut it open. I mean, they
y
did
el-
all kinds of stuff. So
y,
usually Jared
el-
always gets hurt. And so he's like, please,
So
don't
Jared
give me a
siempre,
concussion. Okay, I'm 29. Don't give me a
sale
concussion.
dañado.
And so they
So él le
got
dijo,
up
no me
there
dejes una
and they got ready
no me
to
dejes la
um,
cabeza, le dijo
fight,
Jared
and so
a
he's ready.
Justin. So estaban
And
peleando,
when
jugando,
he,
peleando.
the first time through,
La primera
he got
vez,
ready to hit it, and Justin swung, and somehow he
Justin
missed it,
se
and
bajó,
he
se agachó,
whacked Justin right in the head.
y él le
So
dio
that's
a
what Justin
Justin en
said.
la
Hey, I thought we
cabeza.
weren't getting concussions. So he knocked Justin
So
right down in the
le-
pit.
Le dio a la
And
cabeza
so,
a
you know,
Justin.
he does this little laugh
Y
when he
este-
gets up,
él
climbing out
hace
of there. He's like,
esta-
okay, we're going
se
again.
ríe y dice, vamos a pelear
And so
de
they got
nuevo.
up again, and he's
So se
like, he
levantaron de
saw
nuevo,
the
y él
rage
dijo que él
in
vio
Justin's
que
eyes, and
Justin
he
estaba
knew I am
enojado,
done
y él
for.
dijo, wow,
Because
me va a
Justin
terminar.
never loses.
Porque
He
Justin
always
nunca
gets the
pierde.
last word.
Él siempre
And so they're up there, and
gana.
Jared's like, oh,
Y
Jesus,
Jared
help me,
dijo,
you know,
"Oh,
whatever.
ayúdame,
And so
Jesús."
he said he could
Y
see him with all of his
Justin dice que
might
lo vio con
getting ready
toda
to
su
swing that
fuerza,
for him.
que le iba
And
a
so
dar
just
con
at that
un
time,
palo. Y en
Jared
ese momento,
ducks,
Jared se bajó, se
goes by,
agachó,
and as he
pasó
swings
por
it by,
encima de su
he whacks
cabeza,
Justin and
y
knocks
él
Justin
le
down for the
dio a
second time.
Justin de nuevo por segunda vez.
So that was his story
ese
of
fue su
29
historia de
years. He laid
29
there, and he's
años,
gotten beat
que
up
él
by
no
his
tuvo
brother,
victoria,
and he
pero a los
finally
29
won.
años finalmente
Yeah, so
ganó.
I'm sure that
So
Justin
yo
does
estoy
not
segura
like that
que
we're telling the
Justin
whole
no le
world this
gusta que
story.
estamos diciéndole al mundo esa
But
historia.
anyway, it was just a little fun
Pero
thing
fue
that,
una
that
historia
he inserted
cómica
there is that,
que
you know,
él,
keep fighting
puso, que
no
digo,
matter
sigue
what it is.
peleando,
Now,
no
what
importa en lo
you
que
got to just
sea.
keep fighting. You got to keep believing. You got to
Tienes
have
que
the
seguir
faith,
peleando,
right?
creyendo,
Just like
teniendo
Jesus
la
in the
fe.
garden. He
Como
didn't really
Jesús
want
en
to
el
go through that.
jardín. Jesús
How
no
many
quería
don't
pasar
really
por
want
la
to go through
crucificación.
storms?
Muchas veces no
And
queremos
so I'm going
pasar
to tell you
por
this other little
problemas,
story
por
just before
tormentas.
I end. One of our girls yesterday
Una de
that she was
nuestras
speaking,
chicas que
she
estaba
talked
hablando
about
ayer, ella habló
anchor in.
sobre,
Anchor in. And I
agarrarse
love this
como
story.
un ancla.
And so Mindy,
Sí,
this
tenemos
is
que-
Mindy that
esta
was
es
telling the
Mindy.
story.
Me
She
encantó
has two
esta
girls, and they
historia.
were going
Ella
on a
tiene
whitewater
dos,
rafting trip
dos hijas.
as a
Y ellos
family. And so she's done it
iban a
before.
una- a
And if
un-
you anybody ever gone whitewater rafting?
Alguien que ha ido
Few
a
of
las,
you,
a las
okay.
aguas,
So it was,
cuando
but
vas
what
en
she
el
did before
barco,
was a
las
level
aguas
2,
son,
no problem. She's like, I'm not going to wear a
son
helmet. I
furiosas.
don't need that guide back there. I don't need
Él
any of
dijo,
that
yo no
stuff. But
necesito a
when she
nadie.
got
Yo
there,
he
she
ido
found
ahí
out
ya
it was
muchas
not a level
veces,
2.
yo sé cómo
People
hacerlo.
are putting helmets on,
Pero
and they're ready for
en ese
this
lugar, el
ride
agua es muy,
that's going to
muy,
be
muy gruesa,
crazy,
muy
you know?
fuerte.
And so they said that
Las
it's a
olas son muy
4-hour ride. Normally,
grandes.
we're going to do it in
Y
an
él
hour and a
dijo,
half.
uy,
You're
¿cómo
going to
yo
have
voy
a
a
guide
hacer
on there,
eso?
and this is
Y
about a
él dijo,
level,
yo no
I think she
necesito
said
una guía, yo
6.
sé cómo hacerlo.
So this was going to be a storm,
So,
right? right?
esto iba a ser
And so she
una
was wanting to
tormenta.
back out. Didn't
Y
matter the
ella
amount of money that she paid.
No
She
importa
was
cuánto
going to just
pagó,
back out. How many
cuando ella vio el
sometimes in the
tamaño
midst
de
of it,
las-
you just
de
want to
la-
quit?
del agua,
I'm
como estaba
bailing
el
out of
agua,
this.
ella
I'm not
quería
going to do it. This
salirse.
doesn't make sense.
Ella no quería
So we
hacerlo,
can't bail out.
pero ella dijo,
We're
no,
not
yo
going to
no
bail
voy a
out,
dar
right?
por vencida.
And so
Sí,
she
o sea,
says
no se dio por
to her
vencida.
girl, she's like,
Y ella
you know,
tomó a
she
sus
said, we
dos
have
hijas y le
athletic
dijo,
thighs.
tenemos
And God gave us these for a
piernas
reason.
atléticas y
So
Dios
when
nos las
we
da
get
por
in
una
that
razón.
boat, there's
Cuando
going to be a
entremos
bar
en
in the
ese
middle,
barco,
and we're going to
va a haber
anchor
un bar,
our
una
feet in
barra en el
there
medio, y
and
vamos a
use
poner
these
nuestros
thighs
pies
that
ahí
Jesus has given
fuertes
us.
y vamos a usar
And we
estas
are not going to
piernas
be
que Dios
thrown
nos
out
ha
of this
dado
boat.
y no vamos a estar
And so
No, nadie
that
nos
is
va a
what they
sacar de este
did. And she
barco,
said,
ni el agua
you're on
dura,
the
ni
side of the
gruesa, ni
boat,
nada.
whatever. And she said, and we're holding
So
on.
estábamos
And they didn't fall
agarrados.
out. And she
Y no
said,
se
and it was
cayeron.
rough.
Y
And
el
it was
agua fue
crazy,
fuerte.
but we were
Y
anchored
estaba
in.
terrible.
And so as
Pero ellos
Pastor Jared
estaban
was
como un ancla
preaching this, I
ahí
thought of
agarrados.
that story is that
So yo me
we
recuerdo de esta
must
área,
be anchored
tenemos
in.
que estar
We're not going to lay
agarrados.
like on that
No
mat, but we're going to
podemos
say, we're doing it.
acostarnos
It's
ahí,
38 years,
pero
Lord,
tenemos que decir,
and I'm
no,
waiting for
Señor,
it,
yo he
but I
esperado
am
por mucho
not
tiempo,
falling.
pero yo
I'm not going to say I quit.
no voy a
I'm
darme
going to
por
hang
vencido.
on with
Yo
all
voy a
I've got,
agarrarme
right?
fuerte con
Picture
todo lo que
yourself in that
tengo.
boat, hanging on,
Imagínate a ti en
paddling,
ese
right?
barco,
But you're going to
agarrándote
say,
fuerte como
I'm
un
going
ancla
to
para no
see this.
caerte,
I'm going to see
para
my
no caer
healing.
al
I'm going to see
agua, para
restoration
no
of my
destruirte.
family. I'm going to see the financial
Tenemos que
blessing
tener
that
esa
God has
actitud
promised
de
me.
decir, yo voy
I'm
a
not going to
ver
give up.
lo que Dios me ha
Amen.
prometido. Yo
So
no me
with
voy a
that, I
dar
want
por
you just to
vencida.
stand
Con eso
tonight.
quiero que te levantes hoy.
I want to read you the scripture. 1 Timothy 6:12 says,
Quiero leer
fight
esta
the good
escritura.
fight
Dice, Timoteo
for the true faith,
3:6.
holding tightly. Just take a fist and just hold tightly.
Agarra
That's
fuerte
what I
con
want you
tu
to do in
mano.
the spirit
So yo
today.
quiero en el
You're going to
espíritu
hold
hoy
on.
que tú agarres
That means you're going to get in the
fuerte,
word.
que tú
You're
vayas
going
a
to
la
pray.
palabra,
You're going to get
ores,
somebody to agree with you because
tomes
you're
a
not going to
alguien,
quit
busca a
today.
alguien que pueda
To
estar
the
de acuerdo
eternal life
contigo,
to
pero no
which
te des
God
por
has called
vencido
you,
hoy.
which you have declared
Continúa en
so
el
well
espíritu peleando.
before many witnesses. You guys are up there? Okay. And so with that, I
So
just
con eso,
hope that today
yo
you've
espero
just been
que hoy
challenged in that. And I just want you to bow
yo
your
te
head.
haya
are.
motivado a no darte por vencido. Cierra tus ojos.
Maybe today, you know, we've
Tal vez
laughed and
hoy
we've kind of talked
nos
about
hemos
that, but
reído
it's
y hemos
real.
escuchado historias,
It's
pero tal
real
vez
if
para
you're in a
ti
paralyzed
es
place
real si tú estás
that
en un
you
lugar que
just
estás
don't see a
paralizado
way out.
y no sabes cómo
Maybe you're
salir.
like that
Tal
man
vez
that
tú te
says,
sientes como ese
I
hombre
can't.
que dice, yo no
I
puedo,
can't do it.
no puedo hacerlo.
Today we have to remember
Hoy
the faithfulness
tenemos que
that Jesus had.
recordarnos
He has
que
faith in
Jesús
us
fue
that we're
fiel
going to
y Él
go
tiene
through
fe
the
en
test.
nosotros, que
We're going to
vamos
go
a
through the
pasar
storm.
los
We're going to go on the
exámenes,
other
las
side of it.
tormentas y
And God
vamos
is
a
going to
pasar al
do
otro
amazing
lado
things.
victoriosos y Dios va a hacer cosas
And so
grandes.
today, if you're in that
So hoy si tú
place,
estás
I
en
want to
ese
pray for
lugar,
you.
yo quiero orar por
If you
ti.
say, you know
Si
what,
tú
I
dices,
have lost all my
yo
strength,
perdí
I'm
toda mi
paralyzed,
fortaleza, yo me
and I
siento
want to have that
paralizado
peace
y
to
yo quiero
say,
tener esa
I
paz
can do this, Jesus.
de
I just
decir,
want you
yo
to raise
puedo
your
hacer
hands
esto,
today,
Jesús. Yo
right where
quiero que
you are.
levantes tus manos
I'm going
hoy.
to pray for you.
Y
And I
donde
think
tú
that,
estás,
my
yo
hands are
quiero
raised
orar
too. There's lots
contigo.
of things in my life that I
Hay
can
muchas
say,
cosas en mi vida que yo
Jesus,
puedo
I
decir,
just don't see how it's
Jesús,
going to work out.
yo no sé cómo va a
But
funcionar,
today,
pero hoy,
as I raise up my
en lo que yo
hands,
levanto mi mano,
I say,
en fe,
I don't quit.
yo digo, yo no me doy
But I
por
stand
vencida,
firm.
pero yo me
I'm just like
permanezco
that man
firme
that
como
ran
ese
out of here with
hombre
his mat.
que
Today I'm
corrió
free.
fuera de aquí con su
And so that's what I want you to
alfombra. Así yo
picture
estoy libre
yourself.
hoy. So
I'm
imagínate
free
a
today.
ti, libre hoy.
How I came in here paralyzed
Como tú
today,
viniste aquí
I've been
paralizada
healed.
hoy, tú te vas
So
a
as
ir
you lift up your
libre.
hands, I'm going to pray for
So
each of
levanta
you. Lord,
tus
I thank you
manos hoy.
today.
Vamos a orar.
This
Te doy gracias,
powerful
Señor,
word. A
por
story
esta
that we've
palabra
heard so
poderosa,
many
esta historia
times
que hemos escuchado
about the
tantas
man
veces
to
sobre
pick
el
up his
hombre
mat. And
que
today,
recogió su alfombra.
Lord, it's
Pero
real.
hoy, Señor, es
I
real.
remember the different
Yo me
things that I just
recuerdo
told
las
about my
diferentes cosas
testimony,
que yo
Lord. I
dije de mi
remember
testimonio.
the
Yo me
depressed state
recuerdo el estado
of feeling
depresivo,
hopeless,
que yo me sentía sin
of not
esperanza,
knowing
no
how in the world it's
conocer
ever going to
cómo
work out. I
esto iba a
remember
funcionar.
thinking, Lord, how
Me
is
recuerdo
this going to turn out for
pensando
my child?
cómo esto iba
and
a
feeling
funcionar para mis hijos
hopeless.
y me sentía sin esperanza.
Lord, I thank you
Te doy
that, Lord,
gracias, Señor,
in that place of praying for
ese
somebody that
lugar,
needed salvation, my family
mi
that was torn
familia
apart. God, I remember, like, God, is it
estaba
ever
en
going
ese
to happen?
momento. Yo
But today,
preguntaba,
Jesus, as we lift up
¿alguna
our
vez va a
hands,
pasar?
we surrender.
Pero hoy,
We first of all
Señor, en
say,
lo que
Jesus, we're
levantamos
sorry for
nuestras
doubting.
nuestras manos,
Today we
decimos,
have
Señor,
faith.
perdónanos por dudar.
We put faith in the
Hoy
gear
tenemos fe
and we go forward.
y vamos a
And we
caminar
push
hacia
forward.
adelante.
We thank
Con
you,
fe
Jesus,
vamos a
that even though we're in the
seguir
boat
adelante. Aunque estamos en el
and it's
barco
rough,
y es difícil,
we're anchored in.
estamos
We will not
como un
fall
ancla
out. We
y
will
no nos
not
vamos a
quit.
caer.
We will not give up
No nos
today.
vamos a dar por vencidos
God, because
hoy,
you are going to see us
porque
through
tú,
today.
Señor,
Lord, I thank you,
nos vas a dar
God,
la
for your
victoria.
healing.
Te damos
As they
gracias
lift up
por
their
tu
hands, they're
sanación,
healing
en lo que
in
levantas
this
sus manos
place.
hoy. Hay
We go out
sanación
of
en
here
este
healed.
lugar. Hoy salimos de aquí
Spiritually,
sanos,
mentally, physically,
espiritualmente,
emotionally,
mentalmente, emocionalmente,
finances.
en nuestras finanzas.
We are healed today.
Somos sanos hoy.
God, we receive receive that
Señor,
promise.
recibimos esa promesa.
In Jesus' name.
En el nombre de Jesús.
Amen.
Amén.
I want you to say, no
Yo
more
quiero que tú
settling.
digas, no más.
No more resigning.
No más resignarme.
Look at somebody, say,
No más
no
darme por
quitting.
vencido.
Come on, look them in the eye.
Diga a
Say, no
alguien-
quitting.
Dígale a alguien, no te des por vencido.
Amen. You will say, I will fight
Digan, yo voy a
a
pelear
good fight of faith.
una pelea de fe.
And today,
Y
before we
hoy,
leave here, we
antes que
can
nos
never
vayamos hoy,
leave without
No
asking
podemos
everybody
irnos sin
in the
preguntarle a
place, are you ready to
todos.
meet Jesus? So I just want you to bow your heads
¿Están
for
listos para
just a
conocer a
minute.
Jesús hoy?
And I want you to
So
think about
cierren
your
tus
salvation. I
ojos
want them
y
just to
piensa
sing
en tu
that song
salvación.
through just a little bit. And I want you to
Yo
think
quiero que
about where
canten
you
esa
are
canción.
with the
Piensa
Lord.
dónde tú estás
And
con
then
el
we're going to
Señor
pray.
hoy y vamos a orar.
To the Father, fall into grace. Done with the hiding, no reason to wait. My heart needs a surgeon, my soul needs a friend. So I'll run to the Father again and again and again and again. Oh, oh, oh,
Just bow your heads for a second, and I just want to speak to you. And this
Yo
is the
quiero
most
hablarte a ti
important
hoy.
thing you
Este
can
es lo
do
más
ever in your
importante
life.
que tú vas a hacer en tu vida.
Today you may be sitting
Hoy
here
tal
and
vez
you
tú
may
estás
be hearing
sentado
this
aquí,
message for
tú
the
estás
very
escuchando
first
este
time.
mensaje por primera
You may be
vez.
listening from at
Tal vez tú
home.
estás
I
escuchando en la
want you, they're going
casa.
to put a number up there. If
Y
that's you
vamos a poner
today,
un número y si ese
and you're
eres
saying,
tú
you know what,
y tú
I need
dices,
Jesus.
yo necesito a
I'm
Jesús.
paralyzed, but
Yo
I've
estoy
never even
paralizado,
recognized Him as the
pero
Savior of my life.
yo necesito
So it's very
reconocer que
important.
Él
It
es el
says that
Salvador
every
de mi
man
vida.
must confess
Eso es
that He is
importante que
Lord.
cada hombre
No matter how
confese
good you've
que Él es
been,
el Señor.
no matter what
No
you've
importa
done,
qué tan bueno tú seas,
it's not too
lo que tú has
bad for it to
hecho.
come to Jesus.
No es
And so
tan
that's
tarde para
what I
regresar
want
a
to do now is
Jesús.
that I'm on the count of 3. If you've
So,
never asked Jesus
cuando yo
into your
cuente a
heart,
3,
or maybe
si tú
you're the
nunca has
person
recibido a
that's sitting
Jesús en
here
tu
and said,
corazón,
I've
tú
asked Him
estás
several
bien,
times,
estás aquí
I've
hoy y
walked
dices,
away from Him,
yo me he
I'm
alejado de
paralyzed
Él,
and I need help
estoy
to come
paralizado
back
y
to
necesito
Jesus. On the
ayuda,
count of 3,
regresa a
would you
Jesús.
just lift up your hands
Cuando
so that I can
contamos hasta
remember you in this
3,
prayer. 1,
levanta tu mano. Si
2,
ese eres tú hoy,
and 3. Just lift up those hands. I see that
Levanta
hand.
sus
I see that
manos.
hand. Yes, I see those hands
veo esas
all over.
manos en todo lugar.
So just a
lugares.
second, we're not going to rush this part.
So, esta
Sometimes
parte no vamos a
Satan is
apresurarnos.
crafty and
Muchas
he's
veces el
like,
enemigo,
don't raise your hand.
él
It's going to
dice,
be
no levante
embarrassing.
tus manos.
It's not embarrassing. It's the greatest
No
thing.
es
And
algo
you know
para
what? This is the
avergonzarte.
place you can
Es la
stand
mejor
up for
decisión
Jesus.
que puedas
Nobody's going to
tomar.
condemn you for that
Nadie
here.
te va a
We're
condenar.
going to cheer you on. So one more time,
Una
if you're
vez
just
más,
contemplating that, you
si
know
tú
what?
estás
I need to get my
contemplando y tú
heart
dices,
right
yo
with Jesus today.
necesito mi
On the count of
corazón
3, just
bien
lift up
con
your hand.
Jesús.
1,
Cuando
2,
contemos hasta
and
3,
3.
levanta tu mano.
I see those hands.
Veo
Okay.
esas manos.
I'm going to ask you to take a
Yo te voy a
bold step.
pedir que tomes un
If you
paso
raise
de
your
fe.
hand, I'm going to ask
Si
you to come
levantas
right
tus
down here because I
manos,
want to
ven
pray a
al
prayer with you.
frente. Yo
Some
quiero
of our
orar
leaders are going to
contigo.
come with you. Come on, let's
Nuestros
cheer them
líderes
on.
van a
I saw
venir
the
al
hands.
frente,
Come
van a
on.
orar contigo.
If the person
Vengan al
ra-
frente.
Come on. Don't be
Vengan al
afraid.
frente, no tengan
Stepping out, that's
miedo.
faith.
Pasen a
That's faith.
caminen
Yes.
en fe.
Yes. Come on, cheer them on. If you raise your hand, come
Si
on.
levantaste tus
Come
manos,
on.
pasen al
Come on,
frente.
we're going to pray this prayer. Come on,
Vamos
sing
a
that
orar
together.
juntos.
I saw you raise the hands. Come on.
Yo vi que tú
I
levantaste
just would
tus
love it if you would come down
manos.
here. It's just
Ven
a
al
confession.
frente. Es una
If the person,
confesión.
ask the person next to you, hey, you want me to go with you?
Pregunta a la persona de tu lado,
Come on, keep
¿quieres que
singing
yo
it.
vaya
Come on.
contigo?
Want me to go with you? Come on.
Pregunta a la
There we
persona
go.
de tu lado.
There we go. Come on, let's cheer them on.
Vamos a aplaudir.
And the word, it said, all of
En la
heaven
palabra dice, todos los
celebrates
cielos
for one.
celebran por uno.
We've got 4.
Tenemos
So they're really
4.
throwing a party. So let's throw
En
a
verdad hay
party.
una fiesta en los
Let's shout.
cielos.
They don't no longer remain paralyzed,
No
right?
estamos
But up
paralizados,
off that
nunca
mat.
más.
Lord, I thank you
Vamos a
today.
levantarnos de esa
Amen.
alfombra. Te damos gracias, Señor.
We're going to pray this prayer, and it simply says, when you confess your sins,
Dice, cuando tú confesas
they're
tus
as far as
pecados,
the east is from the west.
ellos se
Does the
van
east
tan
from the west
lejos
ever
como
meet?
el este
No,
es
it
del
does not.
oeste. Y
So
nunca se
today when you
encuentran.
confess
So,
this,
hoy, cuando tú confieses
all right,
esto,
we got another one. Anybody
tenemos
else?
otro.
We got
¿Alguien
5.
más?
All right?
pasen al frente. Tenemos 5.
As far as the east is from the west. So
Tan
today when you
lejos
leave
como el este es
here,
del oeste.
don't pick
Dios
the mess
perdona
back
tus
up.
pecados. So,
You
cuando te
brought the
vayas
sin, you brought
hoy,
the things of the
no
past, you
recojas tu
brought the
pecado de
old
nuevo.
things,
Déjalo
and we're
aquí.
laying it down at the
Déjalo
altar
en los pies de
today.
Jesús,
Today
en
we
el
walk out of
altar,
here
en el
free.
altar, déjalo.
Amen?
Hoy tú vas a
And so
caminar
let's pray
fuera de
this
aquí
prayer.
libre.
Dear
Vamos a orar.
Jesus,
Jesús,
Today,
hoy
I really realize I'm a
yo
sinner.
me doy cuenta que soy una pecadora.
And I realize that
Y
as
yo
I
me
say,
doy cuenta
Jesus,
que lo que yo digo, Jesús,
forgive me
perdóname
from all my
por
sins.
todos mis pecados.
You've washed me clean
Tú me has
today.
limpiado hoy.
God, I am redeemed.
Dios, yo soy redimida.
I am forgiven.
Yo soy perdonada.
I am
Yo
cleansed.
soy limpia.
Pure white.
Limpia,
I'm
blanca,
justified
justificada,
as if I'd never sinned.
como si nunca pequé.
I'm
Yo
sanctified.
estoy santificada.
I'm set apart.
apartada
for purpose.
para tu propósito.
Today,
Hoy
I thank you for my
te doy
birthday,
gracias por mi
my
cumpleaños.
spiritual
Mi
birthday.
cumpleaños
This is
espiritual.
the day
Este es el día
I will rejoice.
que yo voy a
I
regocijarme.
will be glad.
Yo voy a estar agradecida.
I'm no longer
Yo no
paralyzed.
estoy paralizada.
I'm no longer bound to sin.
Yo no estoy
I'm free.
hundida en el pecado, pero yo estoy
Jesus'
libre
name.
en el nombre de Jesús.
Amen.
Amén.
Come on,
Amén.
let's give a hand to the Lord
Un
today for
aplauso
what
al
He's
Señor
done.
hoy por lo que Él está haciendo.
And you have somebody,
Por lo que
if
ha
the ones
hecho.
that are consolidated, if you could just stand up. There's somebody that wants to just speak to you. We would love to
So, alguien
connect
quiere
you. I
hablar
want to just
contigo,
say this.
queremos
We have a
conectarnos
life class back in the
contigo.
back.
Tenemos una
If you're
clase de
standing
vida
here
en la
today,
parte
you've
de
never been in
atrás.
life class,
So, si están aquí
I would
hoy,
love
no
it if
han
you
ido a la
guys would
clase
just
de
go
vida,
back there. It's just a
sigan
30-minute
la
class.
clase de
It
vida.
helps you
Es
in
una
the
clase de 30,
connection. It helps
30
you in your
minutos y te
relationship
ayuda a
with the Lord.
conectarte y hacer a caminar
No
tu
qualifications. You can go right in
tu
there
relación
today. You
con
don't have to
Dios.
wait.
No
It's
tienes
like
que
an
tener
8-week course, but
calificación. Es un
every
curso de 8
service we
semanas,
have the life
pero
class. And
después
I'd
de
love
cada
for you
servicio
guys to just
tenemos
go
un
in there.
curso que se llama
It's
curso
starting a
clase de
journey with
vida.
that. And so, what an awesome day.
So,
Amen.
qué día tan
Go out of
increíble.
here, not
Vénganse.
paralyzed, but free.
Hoy se
Amen.
van libres,
Amen.
no paralizados. Amén.